Hi, you guys. So this is my first time going live. It's a little bit much for me. If you know me, you know that I don't even set the clock in my house because technology is not typically my forte. However, I'm stepping outside the box because I want to do this YouTube channel. I enjoy being on the other panels I'm on, and I decided it's time for me to have my own and have my own topics and my own say and conduct things the way I want. So, with that being said, welcome to My Sister's Keepers first live stream. My name is Danielle, and today we're going to talk about Jada's Red Table Talk. Okay, so if you haven't heard, her 50th birthday came, and different celebrities came on and was asking her questions. And one of the questions was about her bucket list. Okay, with that bucket list, one of the people asked like what was on it. Her husband had the 50th birthday and his was to jump out of a plane or some crazy male thing like that. Okay, but hers was like mine's is not a physical thing. Mine's is more spiritual, more introspective. And she said she wants to learn how to love. Okay, so like everybody got in an uproar because she's 50, because she's Jada, because she's Mrs. Smith. And I guess people like her are expected to have it all together at 50. I'm not 50. I don't know how it is to be 50 or what you're supposed to have together. What I do know is in this thing we call life, it's a lifelong learning journey. Your whole journey is about learning. If you stop learning, then you are dead. And I think it's very courageous of her to say that at 50, she still doesn't fully have a grasp on how to love. Some of us might think like, how are you that old and you didn't learn? We're not living her life. We don't know. I'm not here to judge. And perhaps she is just relearning how to love. She thought she knew, but at this new age and all the things she's been through, she's thinking, I don't think I did a very good job at that. And I still got some things I need to learn. So we're going to take a look at the video and see what it is that she had to say about what it is to learn, what it is that she wants to learn about how to love. Okay. So here we go.
I'm talking to you from inside my closet because outside my closet, there are twins.
Oh, okay. So I have been watching already.
Didn't seem like
so I'm kind of already into it.
Now, they tell me that.
Let's go back.
The tree looks so enchanted. Aw, this is so beautiful. Happy bday, Happy 50th birthday.
Isn't it beautiful?
Oh,
that set is gorgeous. Her mom is gorgeous. Her daughter is gorgeous. It's all wonderful.
Oh, this is so
beautiful. Beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, it is. Very.
And let me tell you, you look spectacular. Thank you. Okay. Well, I have officially joined the 50 Club. I have no idea what's going to unfold today, but I do know that Gammy and Willow have been conspiring with my Red Table team, and I was just told to just show up. So,
So, a lot of people thought it was crazy for her to answer these type of questions. But as you can see, she doesn't even know what's going on. She don't know who's going to be there. She doesn't know anything. She just, like she said, she's just having a seat and going to enjoy the ride. I think it's wonderful.
We are going to turn the red table on you, Mom, in honor of your 50th. Okay. We have some beautiful people and friends coming to have some burning questions for you. All right. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Okay. Let's go. Let's roll it.
Jada, I'm talking to you from inside my closet because outside my closet, there are twins with plastic swords that are bashing each other in the head. And it didn't seem like an appropriate way to celebrate your birthday. Now, they tell me that you're turning 50, which that's not possible, because that would mean...
We're going to skip ahead a little bit, because if you are on my YouTube, my Instagram, then you would know that I said I was going to do this at 1. But my goodness, it took this long to get started.
And once you learn how to put up with yourself,
let's go back a little bit. She's talking about putting up with herself.
It looks great.
It's part of the whole thing of her
I think that
answers.
what you really have to learn is how to have a friendship. Because really, how do you put up with anything?
George Clooney asks, how do you put up with Will?
Put up with,
yourself, even.
Yourself. And once you learn how to put up with yourself, you really learn how to put up with all others.
Right.
And I think for me, I had so much emotional maturity that I had to do. I really had to take the time to learn how to love myself.
Okay, I want to stop right there. That right there is giving me insight on what part of her answer was. Learn how to love. She said she wants to learn how to love herself. Like I said, it may not have been that she didn't know how to love, but she's relearning how to love. She's reintroducing herself to herself and giving herself more grace, which as women, it's a hard thing to do. We are expected to be all these things and we are expected to be perfect. I couldn't imagine being with a man like Will, whose image is perfection. And mine isn't. Whenever anything goes wrong, I'm going to be to blame because I'm the one not perfect. I'm the one that's ghetto. I'm the one wearing my emotion on my sleeve. I'm the one that's transparent where he is tight-lipped and closed. And so you really don't know what's going on. So since you only get her side, it's easy to judge when you really don't know.
How we love ourselves is how we show people how to love us.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Can we run that back?
Please.
How we love ourselves,
Right.
is how we show people how to love us.
Absolutely. I had been weak in that area.
Yeah. We're going to go with another.
All right. She was weak in that area. She is with this man. She is weak in loving herself and showing someone else how to love her. When you don't know how to love yourself or how to show someone how to love you, they're going to love you how they feel is fit. And if you're not quite sure, you're going to roll with it and see if it fits. And maybe it'll fit and maybe it won't. So let's go.
Question.
All right.
Let's roll it.
Hi, Jada. Happy birthday. I'm so excited for you. Oh my God. I just love you so much.
Oh,
You
Carrie.
make us all look good, woman. So I think of you as such a deeply, deeply courageous person. So my question for you is, do you have any fears that you're looking to conquer in this next decade of your being on this planet? That's my question. Okay. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
That's a good one, actually.
That is a good one. Oh, Carrie. Oh, Carrie, she's amazing. Fears to overcome. Sure, I have a lot of fears. Just the state of the world is so uncertain. So I'm really trying to work on my control issues and just let go.
Do you think that letting go is like one of the biggest gifts of growing older?
I do. It's the greatest gift.
Yeah.
I swear.
I think as women, control is a hard thing to give up. When you learn to give up some of that control, it does get easier. It does take a weight off your shoulders. Learn to do it sooner. If you have a spouse, learn how to let him lead you. Learn how to let go some of that. That's their job. They built for it.
That is the part that I've really been feeling at 50. I'm not feeling the stress of being so worried about everything.
Yeah.
That's a process.
These questions are amazing.
Yeah.
Shall we do another?
Happy birthday, Jada. Thank you for leading Thank you for showing us the way. Thank you for advocating and showing the world how much you care for us. And thank you for being the blueprint. Okay, my burning question for you. What is one place that you've traveled in your lifetime that changed your world perspective, that changed you somehow?
So I watched this thing, and I mean, watching it by myself, all of it was juicy to me. But I want to get into some of these questions, okay, that people were asking that are more enlightening to her in this love thing and learning herself more.
You are happy birthday, and I'm happy forever. Now, here's my question. What has been the most difficult thing for you to overcome?
Wow. That woman there? Okay, I can't wait to have her come because I know she's got some wisdom. I know she's got a lot,
You got a little teary seeing
Because I
her.
love Angela. I love her. She is awesome.
Yes, she is.
No, it's okay. I love you. It's good. Can we get some tissue?
Shoot, I've overcome so many difficult things.
Can I tell you one of my favorites?
Tell me.
Dealing with me and Jaden. We were not easy children.
You actually were.
Maybe Jaden was.
You weren't difficult. Raising children, I don't care who they are, that's challenging.
That's what I'm saying.
Being a mother is challenging.
Exactly.
You know, because you sacrifice a lot. But I tell you what, sacrificing for you guys was sacred. There's a difference between sacrifices that actually empower your life versus sacrifice that steal life, that pull breath out of your life.
Yeah.
And I had to learn the difference between the two.
Still doesn't make it easy.
It doesn't make.
So as much as she shared, and that one thing that everybody's talking about, did y'all see how she dodged that question? She's only sharing what she wants to share. Though some may feel like it's a lot to share, I would love to know the actual answer to that question. What was the hardest thing? But we will never know because she didn't answer it. Her baby jumped in and gave her something, and she used that as a way to actually move out of actually answering that question. We never got the answer. But that's something to know.
It easy at all, you know, but you guys have been the greatest gift of my life. Mm-hmm. Greatest.
She's very emotional during this thing. It was good to see.
You guys have been an amazing treasure for me.
Oh, Jada.
I wish you and Will stick to each other.
Yeah. You guys have been so loving and supportive, and you guys just see me. You and Trey and Jaden, all three of you, see me. You really do.
Being a mom is an amazing thing. The love they give is completely different than that of a spouse. If you want to know unconditional love, wait till you become a mom. Even though it is, like she said, it's difficult and sometimes feels thankless, it is very rewarding. And they know you literally inside and out. They know what your heartbeat sounds like from the inside. They came from you. My son told my mom one time, Grandma, is it weird that I can smell when my mom is sad? So that's just a little insight on how close your babies are to you. They know you. When you don't think that they know, when you think no one knows, your babies will know.
Through the toughest times. I would say being a mother wasn't easy, but it was worth it. You know, I would say another challenge was smoothing out my thoughts around, the relationship with Sheree and I. That was a real process.
You basically let me know I don't really appreciate your tone. And I was like, I don't care. It don't matter. And you hung up on me. Oh, girl. I called back and I happened to say, quote, bitch, you living in a house I picked out. You said, it's my house now.
That was on the very first season of Red Table Talk. I remember seeing that one. It was good to see them laughing together, to see that they have been able to get through some things that they had been through. And to just see where they were at the moment.
Happy anniversary. Have the best day ever. Sending you so much love. Oh, by the way, it's Mimi or Mariah, whatever you want to call me. And Molly!
Oh,
What's
Lord.
up, Jada? It's Sierra here, and I'm wishing you the happiest birthday.
No, where's the other question? She was talking about the yogurt cup.
I got to get it popping. Yeah. I'm just focusing on.
I'm sorry I didn't have like time points to know where I wanted to stop. But when I watched it, it was just enlightening to me.
That's interesting because it's
So I just
sort
want
of
to
like
jump right in.
business. You decide how to build vertically or horizontally, whether you want to go deeper or whether you want to go wider. So you're saying I'm going deeper vertically with these people that are my people. My circle's kind of basically closed. That's how I feel. So I want to really nurture that and let those people know how much they mean to me and invest in that versus spreading yourself so thin with superficiality.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Bethany, because that's where I'm at. Instead of going wide, I'm definitely going deeper, you know? So you found love and got engaged?
I think that thing about going deeper is love. Love is a complicated thing. And in it being complicated, as you get older, you learn more things about yourself. They say you change every 7 years. And when you change and become a new person, you get a new understanding for what you want to tolerate, what you don't want to tolerate, what you are going to accept, what you aren't going to accept. Those things change. And as they change and you get a new understanding, you hope that the person that you're with will grow with you, will learn you again, and will invest in diving deep with you. Not everybody is blessed with that thing, but it looks like they are. And people might have judgments. I think it's a beautiful thing that all the changes that her and Will have gone through, they've been together 20-something, 26 years. That by the math, that's 7, 14, that's 3 times changing. And they're still there with each other and still learning each other. And though they have those rough patches, they sticking it out. I think it's beautiful. She talked about Bethany being married. Nobody care about her being married. We're trying to learn about Jada.
At 50, Bethany. Oh, wow.
Driving and being ageless. I want to ask you, because you're such an inspiration to so many, what genuinely inspires you?
Lauren, yes. Lauren and I, we've been on a deep healing journey together. We've really connected on a deep spiritual plane. Yes. She's been working through some of her traumas, and I've been doing the same.
You guys have such a special relationship. I just love it.
Yeah,
I just love it. She's a joy.
She's a joy.
She is a joy.
And
she's special.
Girl, suck the tears up.
What inspires you was her question.
Lately, the Great Supreme.
Yeah.
My journey to find a relationship with the Great Divine has been long, you know. And now that I've found it and really, I found a gate that really works for me, that's where all my inspiration comes from. It has changed my life.
Okay, so I don't know about you, but for me, I've been Muslim since I was 16. However, I didn't actually fully put intention into practicing and learning my religion until I had children when he was going off to school. So it hasn't even been but a few years. But if you don't have a spiritual direction or a guide, when you do find that thing, that also can change what you think of yourself and what you think of love and how you view life. And so this age for her is just very introspective. And so I don't want it to be just so about that one question and taking it out of context and having so much judgment. You have to take time to look at everything she's saying because it all goes together. She's having all of these changes. She is becoming all over again.
For the better. And it's just been a beautiful journey through and through.
That's beautiful.
Well, that was a really, really good question.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next?
Hi, Jada. I just wanted to say happy 50th birthday. My God, I hope I look like you and I'm wise like you when I turn 50. My question is, what would your advice be when it comes to parenting and raising children in the industry?
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I love the breath too.
Yeah.
Whatever. I really tried to keep you guys in understanding that you're really privileged and that you got to use your privilege to help people who are not. You guys started doing your charity work at a very young age, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would physically take them to the orphanage so they could see not every child lives like you do. And I think that really helped.
You always made that very clear.
Yeah.
Which was very helpful.
I wanted you guys to work early, and I thought that was a good idea because you guys understood early the value of money and things, and you understood that it didn't just come out the sky.
No, we understood that you worked to get the things. Because I would say, all right, you want a new game? What you gonna do? How you gonna earn it? Yeah.
I think that's very good. She took them to be charitable. And it shows. Even her son Jaden has that just water he gave to the Flint water crisis when we had it here. I think they still give to it. Yeah.
World, you as a mother, those incredible, gifted, woke children, and you've just done an amazing job. You're a beautiful daughter, a beautiful wife, and just a gift to us. And may God grant you all of the peace and love and kisses and hugs that you can handle. I should have known you were a Virgo. Hey, Jada, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. You're 50?
Oh my God. I can't believe that.
I can't believe that. Black don't crack.
That was
luminous and shining.
I just love her to death. We've had such good times together. And Stefan's, they got their all-new Red Table Talk coming September 30th.
I just love you. We got more questions for you, honey.
Okay.
Let's hit that.
Jada Pinkett Smith, happy 50th birthday.
Trevor.
Congratulations on another year on this planet, and thank you so much for making our lives so much better with everything that you do. My question is, you talk about how you and Will had to learn about inspiring each other's happiness, but not being each other's happiness. So how do you know when you're expecting Will to make you happy?
Yeah.
And how do you know when Will is adding to your happiness that you've already created?
Yeah. That's a really question. It's Trevor. Trevor's going to ask something real. Yeah. So the idea of when you're expecting someone to fill your happy place and be your happy place versus you creating your happy place within, you have to be your cake.
Yeah.
You're grateful when somebody wants to be, the icing or the cherry on top. But you got your cake because you're that, right? You are that. And so when you know when you're out of pocket, when you are looking for someone to bring you a sense of joy. When you have your own happiness within, you have more understanding that A, nobody owes you anything, and B, that anything anyone decides to offer you is a gift.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Miss Jada Pinkett, Miss Jada P. I want to tell you, happy birthday. May you be blessed with more wisdom, more knowledge of self. And you already know what they say, black don't crack, we always stay intact. But I got a question for you. As you enter this new era, what you gonna leave behind? What you not tolerating? What's gonna be new for this new decade?
This is one of my favorite responses. Talk about accountability. This woman has it. She is learning and living in it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. We love us some Missy. Oh my goodness. She's 50 this year too. So what am I leaving behind and not tolerating? I'm just not tolerating nonsense from myself. When you don't tolerate nonsense from yourself, then you definitely ain't gonna tolerate nobody else. Okay. So that's what I'm leaving behind. You know, I just want to keep leveling up. A lot of times, like, we want to play victim in our lives, and I think I spent a lot of my life playing victim, right? And yeah, people do things to you. There's no doubt about that. But you have the power to make the decision on how you're going to move through what is happening to you. You want to sit there and start pointing fingers at everybody all the time and staying victim. Well, now you're giving your power away. You stay on this merry-go-round of you did this to me, you did this to me, you did that. And that's all you're doing all day long. It's always somebody else, another situation, right? Instead of, what part did I play? I think the biggest change for me at 50 is like, I had to really look at it all and take responsibility for every piece, because that's how you take your power back.
I think that was good for her to say. I think it's nice that her and Will take those times out to look inside, and you can tell that Will is a part of those conversations because they came to a consensus about being responsible for each other's happiness and having to be able to make yourself happy. And not blaming. I mean, we can do that when you're in a relationship and something happens and it's like, oh, you did this to me. You have to learn how to let that go, because if you always looking back at what was done, you will miss the beauty of what could happen or what is even happening at the moment. So that is a wonderful thing to take from her. Look at what your party is. Learn what it is that you did. Learn how to be an active participant in your life and not just a passenger. Because when you are an active participant, then you have more control, you have more power, and then you're more happy with the outcome because, you know, you made some decisions. It wasn't just what happened.
I had to lay my whole life out. Every bit of it. I had to look at every piece of pain. And I had to go, what part did you play in that? Because at the end of the day, pretty much everything you bring into your life, you invited it. Except for people victimized when it comes to physical assaults and physical, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, people that we decide to bring into our lives, circumstances that we decide to bring into our lives, how we decide to think about things. We invite it all. I had to look at that. And I had to start uninviting things. I had to take responsibility on how my unhealthiness brought in a lot of unhealthy dynamics. Instead of
getting into my relationship, I also had to do that. You brought up one way, and sometimes you do what you saw. But when I'm going about life, instead of doing what I saw, I'm intentional. If I'm doing something and it's not working, you have to take a step back and say, okay, well, what am I doing wrong in this? What can I do differently in this? Include your partner. How do you feel about what's happening in this? Because you guys are sharing that life together. And perhaps your approach or your views just don't mesh with theirs. And instead of taking what you grew up with or what he grew up with, you guys can come together and make your own brand new picture, brand new path, healthier, happier, new. Yes.
of me paying attention on how to change other people, I started focusing on how to change myself.
Yeah.
And that's when my life changed.
Yeah.
That's when I got happy.
Okay. Coming in hot. Another burning question for you. Let's roll it.
Hey, Jada. Happy birthday. That's right. Milestone birthday. I'm right there with you. And I know, you get older and you realize when you want to make an impact on the world, like you want to make people better, you want to make the world better. And I got to say, you have more than done your share of that. So I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. And I want to ask you, when you look back at your career, what is the one thing that you realize now that you wish you knew when you were younger?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Michael's so funny. First of all, Michael, I gotta get him back on the golf course. I'm not competing with Michael because Michael's a real deal athlete. So you don't want to turn that dragon on. But he is fun to play golf with.
Oh, that's sweet.
I tell younger Jada to be a little bit more nice. I was very edgy. I really had a big chip on my shoulder. My attitude was like, I'm not the one.
That edginess kept you safe.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have people coming at you with the nonsense.
Exactly. I think I was just really mean. Definitely coming with that Baltimore Street.
Yeah. I never forget Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty, and I love Warren. He was interested in me doing a certain project. He said, Jada, it wouldn't hurt you just to be a tad more kind.
Oh,
I remember that. Warren was so sweet. He was trying to let me know then, just, it's okay. You can relax. You can tone it down just a little. You're in LA.
One thing that I didn't.
It's funny, when I was looking at this thing, a lot of her life lessons that she has learned throughout life, I've actually had similar. I was about, 21, 22, and I was at my cousin's house, and their friends just complained. Nothing irks me more than to just complain and complain and complain, and they were not people to come up with solution. So their friends would come over complaining, and there's this one girl. I'm sorry, I got to plug up my computer before it died. This one girl, she would come over and complain, and she had done it one too many times for me. And so I snapped on her, and it was just like, all you doing is complaining. Like, are you going to talk about a solution? And I'm just matter of fact. I don't sugarcoat. I'm not thinking about your feelings. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I'm not thinking about your feelings to say it tactfully all the time. I've gotten better since I got older. I have. But like I said, I was younger, and my aunt, they left and everything. And my cousin was left with me, and she said, "Why are you so hard?" And I didn't have a response. I still to this day don't know exactly why I was so tough the way I was when I was younger, but I was tough. I wasn't trying to feel nothing. I wasn't trying to listen to people be nagging. I'm not a nagger. So if I'm not a nagger, I surely don't want to listen to you nag. So, but when she asked me that, it made me look at myself and think, why are you so hard? And do you have to be that way? Like, is it a way to say what you're trying to say and still be direct, but not be so harsh? And I think I've done a pretty good job.
Realized until very recently was that you never wanted to be a star.
No, I didn't.
I never realized that because I would always be like, she doesn't participate in this. She's not going out here.
Will had a hard time understanding that too.
Yeah.
He would say,
I'm
you
sure.
don't want to be, he was like, why don't you want to be the #1 actor? Like, he thought I was crazy. I just wanted to do what I love and pay my bills doing
I think
it.
I'm the same way with you. I'm like, Willow, I'm always like, well, you could be doing this. You could be doing that. And you're like,
Willow's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Could you imagine being with Will? Driven guy, want to be #1 at everything, want to win at everything, #1 box office every time he come out, and your partner is not putting in that same effort? Could you imagine the tension that could have caused in his household for her not to be as driven as him, not wanting to be number one, but just okay, just coasting along and getting what fits her and, letting some other things go. I couldn't imagine.
Jada, I love you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I want to wish you the happiest 50th birthday. You're such an amazing spirit. Thank you for shining your light on all of us. Thank you for being a part of my journey and for inspiring me from the very beginning and for making me want to live a happy and joyful life, not just a productive one. Happy birthday.
It is light. Very, very happy birthday. We have all.
Okay, thank you for all the thank yous. What's going on?
We've done over 30 plus of these birthday things. I mean, like, I want to say happy birthday, I love you.
She said they've been knowing each other since she was 18, and he was the first person she met when she came to Hollywood.
You said that everything changed when you turned 40. So what advice do you have for this woman who has just turned 40?
Happy birthday! Megan has turned 40. What is the wow? Wow. For me, 40 was harder than 50. Yeah, 40 was hard. Devastating. I actually got depressed. I went through a bit of a depression. So did I. And got this stupid ass tattoo. That thing on my leg, the peace and love sign. And when you're turning 40, don't make any drastic changes. Just sit with it for a minute. I just remember at 40 feeling like, what the hell? Right. I hit a wall. I was like, what?
I don't know, Bloom and Ebony. Do I think that brings to light what drove them to get married? They married to be a power couple instead of balance each other out. I don't know, because if you're listening to it, what Jada is saying, she didn't really. I don't know. What do you think? Is a power couple two people who going at it? Both being number one. I think that's maybe why Will got married. His first wife wasn't an actress; she was a stay-at-home type of person. And Jada is an actress, and I think that maybe in his mind he is an actor, and he's going to be number one, and so he chose another actress that he felt wants to be number one. So maybe he got together to be a power couple in the public eye, doing the things to succeed that way. And perhaps that wasn't what she was going for. She just perhaps met a charming young man that was on the rise and able to be a provider, and seemed as though he did not want to fail again. Because one thing he did say when they talked together on their YouTube thing was that, they didn't want to get a divorce. He didn't want to break up another home. He saw what it did to his first child, and he did not want to have that again. So I don't know. CJ, you said picking the right mate is crucial. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But what we learning with her is that I don't think she could have picked the right mate for who she is now, because she's changing. She's learning how to deal with herself. She is learning how to not take any mess. She was learning how to be softer and more vulnerable, which we know is important. So I think that whomever she would have chose may not have fit who she is becoming. Honestly, I feel like she might have chose the right mate, because she chose a person who doesn't want to get a divorce, who is going to put in the work, and who is going to stick it out with her, and also is enlightened and learning. I think her having this red table talk is helping her put herself out there more, whereas he's still more reserved about the things that he has, unless he comes on this thing. But I think she did a pretty good job picking somebody that will tolerate her. Dee, you say, I don't think they got married to be average. I don't know. Jada is saying she wanted to be average. She didn't want to be number one. She just wanted to just do enough, wanted to make some money and be able to pay her bills with what she did. I don't know.
Do you want? And I didn't know. I couldn't answer the question. Make sure you can answer the question. That's the first step. Look at your life and look at what's happening and see what you're happy with and see what you're not happy with. See what needs change. Most of the time, you're going to find that it's stuff that you have to change within yourself. And that's the most difficult part. You're going to realize that the stuff that worked before you turn 40
Ain't gonna work.
it's
no
not going to
more.
work anymore. Be gentle with yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
really
give
be
yourself
gentle.
grace.
Yeah.
I think there's more. Let's hit it.
Jada, Will jumped out of a helicopter on his 50th. What's on your bucket list? What you gonna do?
This the question.
Happy birthday.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
Do you have a bucket list? That's a good question.
I actually do, but it's not
Not physical.
It's just not physical.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm right there with you. I absolutely have a bucket list. I really want to learn how to love, but I know what it isn't.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just on the journey of really understanding what love is.
Yeah. So everything on your bucket list right now is just part of your spiritual journey and your path right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. When we were talking about who turned 50,
Everybody's taking it so harshly because she wants to learn to love. She wants to figure out what love is. And like I've been saying through this whole broadcast, I don't think that she doesn't know what love is. I just think that she's becoming someone different. She's having to relearn. Didi said she doesn't know herself. She has a lot of growing and healing to do. And I think that that's what she's doing. I don't think that she has it to do. I think that she's doing it. You know, it's something that she's paying attention to now. I think maybe when they were younger, even though she wasn't trying to be number one, she was busy being a mom. She was busy being a stepmom. She was busy being a wife. She was busy in all these other roles. And now that her kids are adults and her life is slowing down and she's allowing herself to slow down, she's able to be introspective and figure out some things about herself. And she's in the process of doing it. And I think that this show was part of her learning to heal, was part of her taking the time to figure out what she wants. My mom is 20 years older than me. And after I left her house, she would come and tell me things. We would talk and she's like, oh, I'm learning this, I'm learning that. And when we first originally left her house, she was like, oh, I'm getting to learn the stuff that I like. We 20 years apart. So that means she was 40, almost 40. And she was just getting a chance to learn what she likes. In my head, I was thinking, what the heck do you mean? You've been with yourself all this time. But she moved into her house and got with my dad when she was 15. After she was with him, she got with another guy from when I was 6 months till I was 9. She was with another man from when I was 9 to when I was 16. And then her husband had just passed away in June. So her whole life was being in a relationship, being a mom, being something for someone. And so as a mom, her way of being a mom, she didn't take time to learn herself and learn what she liked. She poured into us and found out what we liked and invested in what we liked. And she did what she had to do to make it to the next day. She went to work. She paid the bill. And so when you busy living life, no matter what type of life, sometimes you can get so caught up in living that life that you don't have time to yourself to think about what is important to you and how you look at things. I've been blessed to have a husband that pays my bills, that takes care of us. I work because I just want to have more self-worth, because during the time of not having to work, I noticed that being a mom is not enough. Being a wife is not enough for me. I love doing it, but I need something that's for me. A lot of moms, when their kids grow up after being a mom for so long, they get lost in that thing and they take it personally when their kids need to leave the nest. And I don't want to go through that. I don't want to feel like all I have is my children, or all I have is my husband. And so I'm working. He afforded me that time to be able to look inside myself, to see what is happy to me, to know what is important, and to be able to keep my autonomy as well as be a parent. But everybody else is not blessed with that. Let me see. CJ, you say, honestly, I think Will made a bad decision. He wouldn't have been wrong if he wanted to leave, but I feel that image was more important to him. That was his mistake, in my opinion. Everybody has an opinion. I don't know.
50 this year. My mom fell out the chair when she heard our next guest was on that list.
Uh-oh.
He's a legend and making 50 look amazing, and he is here. Oh, method man.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
So, in light of it being your 50th, and 50 is supposed to be the golden age, I got you a gift.
I just want to stop right here. Oh, no, hold on. Let me go back to where they showing his face. Go back to this man. Go back. Show this man's face. Bump all his gift.
All right.
Okay.
Do we see this man? Do we see him? Do y'all see him? This man is fine, okay? I have loved him since he was in the Wu-Tang Clan. I ate big red gum for months because he had a line in his song talking about her breath smell like cinnamon. I was like, if ever I meet him, I need my breath to be smelling like cinnamon because he is fine. Oh my God.
You gotta put it right there.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Come on now.
Oh man.
So now you can just roll through life carefree on your skates.
Man.
Skate. Roll back. Y'all know it. Happy birthday, Queen. Absolutely, man.
Wow. I feel like y'all just drank from the fountain of youth or whatever.
Yes. Fine. Look at that man.
I want to talk about the transformation.
They say maturity and growth is when you look in the mirror and get tired of your own BS. As soon as I hit 40, it was like, what am I doing? You know, things weren't going according to the way I felt they should. After going overseas in the same year about the 5th time, because the money here was drying up for 90s artists. You know, I said, well, what else is there for me to do? What else can I do, you know, for myself? So I decided to take things one step at a time. What can I improve on? What am I in control of first? Well, I'm in control of my body.
Yeah.
Well, let's do that. Yes, and no lie, this is no cap whatsoever, but I seen the picture again. Bless you, sister. Bless you. My gosh. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing about men and women. Men are active creatures, not so much emotional like women are. So women, when we looking to change, the first thing we go to is inside. And I think that the first thing that men go to is outside. Like how he said, what is something that he can control? Yes, you can control your emotions, but that take a whole lot more work and thought and silence and peace and sitting still. Whereas when you want to change your outside, you got to get moving. You got to keep yourself busy. You got to get active. You know, I think that might be a little bit easier for me.
And Jada's a beast in the gym.
And her mama do look fine, right? Look at that body, yada yada.
God bless. For real. And I was like, you know what? It's never too late.
Right. Before your transformation, you had insomnia and anxiety.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. The anxiety part of it was, well, you're not getting enough sleep, and then you're always worried about, you know, where the next check is going to come from, especially when, you're in the entertainment business. You're creating your own jobs at times. The insomnia was really kicking my butt at the time, and I had this membership at the gym. I'm like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Let me see if the gym's open. Oh, it is. Went got in the gym. 3 days turned into 4. 4 days turned into 5, and I've been going at it since then. And this for me was my saving grace, and I think I'm getting there.
That's beautiful.
Trying to level up.
And you've grown so much. What would you say to your younger self now?
I would look at my younger self. I'd grab myself by the ears, and I'd say, "You're good enough."
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're good enough. Don't let anybody tell you nothing else. You're good enough.
What I have noticed about people in the industry that are famous, that have done well, a lot of them have self-esteem issues. And them that drive to be number one, to do the best, to be the best, comes from proving that they are good enough. So I think that would be awesome advice to give to your young self, to give to your children, to give to your best friend. Because if you know that you're good enough and you are accountable to yourself and know how to love yourself and know what you're not going to take from anybody else, all the advice that we have gotten through this video, I think you'll be an awesome person. And some people are blessed enough to know those things about themselves from young and then choose a partner that fits that. But not everybody else, not everybody is granted that. Some people learn it later in life or as life goes on. But I just want to say that I think it's awesome that you get it whenever you get it. It's better to get it later than never. Better learn to love later than never. And, hope that you found a partner that's willing to go through that with you, willing to grow with you. You're willing to grow with them. You guys are willing to learn each other. And, some could think it's a mistake. I think it's a blessing. Because you could break up and find somebody worse. Because just because you leave, what if you leave and you find somebody else and you find somebody worse because the person that was the problem wasn't actually your partner? We assume and know who the partner is, who the problem is, and we don't really know. And I think that it's beautiful of them to, instead of point fingers and say, it's you or it's you and leave, then to just stick it out and grow together. As long as they're willing to fight together and grow together and tolerate each other and learn, that's the perfect place to be when you're in a relationship, in a marriage. So I hope this shared a little light on her wanting to learn to love. It's not even about a romantic thing. It's about a self thing. It's about her taking the time to finally slow down and, like Dee said, to heal and to grow. And she's doing that. And it's a beautiful thing. So we shouldn't look at it like it has to do with a relationship. Everything that a woman thinks doesn't have to do with her spouse. That is not a long time. I mean, but Dee says that's a long time to be miserable, though. Who says she was miserable? Nobody says she was miserable. Just because you're not where you want to be, don't mean that you're miserable. I would hope that in your life you are learning, being with your spouse, that it is something that you're learning that is better or that works more or that makes you happier. She says, I'm talking in general. She didn't say she was miserable. In general, she said she was happy. So I don't know. I think it's good to always self-reflect. I don't think that she had the time to be miserable like that, even in general. I think that she was so busy living life and being a mom and a wife that now slowing down, she's getting a chance to figure out some things. So yeah, kudos to her. for taking that time to figure it out. Kudos to Will for sticking with her while she figures it out. Kudos to him because he is also on a journey. If you look at his Instagram page, he's doing the same thing. He just don't got a red table talk to display all the things that he's doing. He's learned to be a better man, a better father, and not care so much about his image. Not that he didn't made it and then done all these things and then checked off his things. What he is now realizing as an older man is that that image really wasn't all that important to begin with. So it's getting late. I got to go pick up my babies. Thank you for tuning in to my first live. I will be doing this again. And next time I'll be able to start on time because I know how to actually share a video now. So peace. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a good day.